There's one in here that's not a supermodel, but I can't edit it out, so I'll do that eventually. Some very beautiful women, I suppose. There you go. Alright, well, I've had to make a tough decision today. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to my members and my sponsors. I appreciate y'all your help and your participation in my channel is very cool. Had some really interesting developments happen over the weekend with regard to sound and streaming and all of that, so we'll talk more about that at another time on another stream. Today I am just going to take care of a little bit of stuff that I feel I need to do on one of my new, we'll call it new old instruments. We'll get there. So I'm just gonna let this intro video kind of roll for a little bit. Hope that the pictures aren't offensive to anyone, and if they are, probably you should go to your safe space. Okay, go to your safe place. I'm doing something on this right now that I've never done yet. Oh boy, yeah, and I'm finding all kinds of cool stuff in here. Oh yeah, somebody had, oh man, I wish you could see this, but we're gonna clean this guitar a little bit. Yeah. I've got a little bit of work to do on a Floyd Rose impregnated instrument, and we'll do some of that a little later on today. I've got a bit of time in between projects right now, so I'm trying to do my own thing. Let's see if I do. No, I probably shouldn't do that. Let's just do this. I'm kind of getting stuff situated right now at my bench. We're gonna, okay, so it does not appear that I'm actually live. If I go here, okay, yeah, I guess I am. Okay, oh, that's why somebody made this an unlisted there we go. Now we should be pretty public now. Oh, let me go to, there we go. There we go. Ah, yeah. All right. Let's go to that. Now we should be, okay. Hello.
Hey, man, how are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Doing good.
What can we do for you?
Oh, I've got an appointment with Chris to get that lifesaver thing put in the car. So
okay.
I'm just waiting for him to come up.
Cool.
Just perusing.
Be a pretty painless thing.
Is it?
As long as you just do everything they say And you know, the most important thing is just do not mess with it, meaning using anything or for whatever reason, whatever.
With the electronics.
Yep, don't drink, don't chew gum. If you got a blow and go device, don't use mouthwash. Don't try and fool it.
Oh yeah.
All it takes is one time getting messed up and you're in it for another.
3 months.
Yeah, they are not nice about it. And also with respect to those things, if there's anything that happens with it, meaning you're driving down the road and it does something weird, because you will be driving, it'll say you got to blow, and you got to pull over and do it. Yeah. Just do it. Don't let the person sitting next to you do it, and all of that. And they don't tell us anything. Okay. So if something does happen, what I highly recommend, store that 800 number in your phone, and put it at the top of your contacts list, whatever, because they generally have zero problems. But if you call us, there's nothing we can do. If you call the shop, you have to call your provider, and they will make, if something's acting up in it, they'll give you a code that will let you, get to the shop or have a repair done or something like that. Okay. And any questions you have about it, again, calling our shop.
Not really gonna
this is what I'm telling you is basically all I'd ever be able to tell you. Get in and out of the system as fast as you can and just play by the rules, man. They're
telling me on the phone that, because I'm putting it in her car, so they said that she can use it too still.
I think that's true. And the other thing, when you get out, if you have any questions, ask Chris, the installer, and he'll tell you everything you want to know, and a lot of it's going to be what I'm telling you too. But ask him about that with alternate people driving it. Make sure you're clear on all of that. They don't make it difficult for a reason. I got to do what he wants. I'm not afraid to admit it. I drank a beer and drove, and they got me. And God, what a miserable experience that was.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have it in for 90 days, and then I can do apply for the review or whatever. And then after that, then I can get it taken out.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna mess with it.
Yep, I get it. It's.
That was one of my concerns, is just that she can still use her own car.
Yeah, be sure, because see, that's something I can't answer. I work on guitars here, by the way. I don't work on cars or anything like that. So ask Chris about that detail. Be very specific, or if anybody else you expect to be driving your vehicle, anything like that, be sure to ask him. Okay. If somebody else gets in my car and wants to drive it, because I think anybody can drive your vehicle, but ask him, because it's there. I think they also have a video camera in there that sees who's actually blowing in it. That's why I say don't have someone. If you decide to have a couple beers when you're visiting friends, don't do it. Be sober for now until you don't have to anymore. That's the best policy. There he is.
Interlock?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, lifesaver.
I'll just get your keys.
Hey, Chris?
Yep.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How long does it take?
The appointment's for 2 hours.
Okay.
But hopefully it won't take that long. But if you
so maybe we should go have lunch or something.
If you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call you when it's done.
We'll walk down and get some food.
And
Hey,
thank you, man.
Take care, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right, how we doing? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Here we go. We're gonna go to the guitar. We'll go to the guitar. Let me double check my settings here. I don't think I have. Let's see. Okay. I don't think I have. Let's see. If I go to this, do I have filters? No, I don't have any filters. My camera. Here we go. Video capture. Okay. Alright, I hope we're all doing good. I know that's a picture of my head. Okay. We'll hope that this follows my commands. There we go. All right, here she is. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning on this thing. Kind of a not the prettiest guitar in the world, but I don't care. Never did much care for real fancy schmancy guitars. I don't own anything that's really super nice. So this thing kind of did a Frankenstrat thing with it. And it seems to look like a Frankenstrat a little bit. It's got some wear and tear, and it's old. It's from 1993 was when this guitar was built, and really looking good. I've kind of done a bit of work on the finish to get it kind of dull looking, and I removed some more of the finish up here where it started to wear, and it had a couple of dings up here, so I just went ahead and reliced it, I guess, and some little dings and chips around on the body, which are just fine with me. We got that out of the way, is what I like to say. You buy a new guitar, go ahead and put a little ding in it when you get it home, just so that you don't have to worry about it when it happens on accident, right? Because a guitar without a ding in it is probably a guitar that's not getting played. That's what I always say. Okay, so the first thing that I got going on with this thing, I've removed the knobs. I'm going to put these back on here. Here's a little trick that I use. I turn all the knobs down to 0, right? And you can see one of these has been replaced at least, or maybe these two have. So we want our volume control, and I like to turn them all the way down to 0, and then I place it so that where I'm standing I can see it at 1, right? Okay, so now when I turn it all the way up to 10, so I got good view of where the control knob is. Now I do the same thing with the other two, and I place them in the exact same orientation. It's turned all the way down, and I want that 1 to align with this one, and there we go, up to 10, right? Which 99% of the time everybody's guitar is turned up to a 10 or 11, so that's, you know, where it goes. So we'll get that back to 0, and this one at 0. I'm going to put the 1 in the same orientation as the other two, and now they're all aligned. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? That's cool. Okay, the problem, one of the big problems I'm seeing is if you look down this neck, let's see, I think you'll see what I'm seeing here. You'll notice that, let me get this tilted up a little bit. I need to fix this camera. Let's see, okay, I'm gonna remove that. Okay, this thing, I need to adjust the video. Give me a second here. Let me turn that off. I'm going to bring this white balance, make it look a little more like what it looks like. And then I think the video, yeah, the focus is automatically set, which the focus on these cameras, they set it to a point that is not in focus actually. And I'm going to drop my exposure down 1. There we go. And let's go back here. We want let's see, let's bring this white balance up just a little bit more. There we go. Now it looks a little more real. Let's apply that. So I hope everybody's having a really great Monday. Mine has been good. So what we're seeing here on this guitar is the alignment of the strings. You'll notice that the strings kind of come down, they kind of come across the neck. They're a little bit further away down here on the treble E string as up here, and we want them to do this. All right, so I have to shim this neck a little bit. If I get it right there, it's in really good alignment. So I've got a tiny little shim that I got to put in here, which really Really isn't that big of a deal, but this is a baked, or a what do they call it, baked maple, some kind of maple neck, and I have to be real careful about how much pressure I put on this. So we're going to probably have to do this a couple times. Now I'm leaving the strings on the instrument because that will allow me to check the alignment when I get it on here. So we're going to pull these neck screws and hold them down on it. Right. Okay. All right. Now I don't remember if I put a shim in this neck. So we'll open it up and okay. See what's happening. Yeah, boy, that thing fits tight. Okay, so no, I do not have a shim in the neck. Oh, okay, that's good. So here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna put a shim in this side of the neck, and I'm gonna put a little shim in this side of the neck also. And kind of looking at how this is configured, it almost looks like they didn't router this. It almost looks like they dug it out. So let's do this. Again, I have to use a very, very small shim because this is a baked maple neck and it cracks very, very easily. There we go.
Right, so what do you need?
Use some of this.
I want
So
to
let's-
replace the one in the 2014 Mustang. Let's go look it up. I'm gonna go look at that. Is that run out front, that red one? Yeah. Here's the key.
I'm going to use a kind of a longer piece. We're going to kind of build it up back in the corner so that I can push this end of the neck over this way, and this side of the hole I'm going to push that way. So I'm doing a very, very small shim. And let me get you over here where you can see what I'm up to here. Isn't this interesting? Now, there's probably another way to do this. I'm sure that somebody will have a better way for me to do this than putting an actual shim in the neck. And if you care to suggest something else, I am nothing but open ears. So I'm going to cut the excess off of this. I don't want to get it too close to the edges because I do not want this to be visible. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put one more piece in there, the same, but I'm going to make it shorter, about the same depth, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter so that I've got a thicker piece of material here than I do up here, so it has a chance to kind of tilt on its own. Let's get this. Come off of there. Alright. I couldn't have done that if I had tried to make that piece of copper stick to that. Let me grab my, here, we'll grab this. Hold that in place, and there we go. So now I've got a really, really super thin piece of shim over here, and I want to make sure that the edges of it are very well stuck down so that the neck doesn't pick it up as I put the neck in here. So I'm just kind of what do they call it, not burnishing, pushing it in. I can't remember what the word for that is. My brain's not working today real well, but we'll get this. Again, this is one of my own guitars, and I usually don't have time to work on my own guitars here at my bench, but today I am faced with having to work on my own instrument because I'm waiting for glue to dry on another project and paint to dry, and I'm cleaning parts on another guitar, all of that on this beautiful Monday. Alright, so we're gonna have to dry fit this a couple times, do a test fit. I don't want that in the bottom of there. Okay. January 1993. January 28th, 1993. So this thing is,
Hey man,
yeah. What's happening?
what's going on?
I'm fixing my own guitar. What is this?
Fix mine.
You think I have to?
What do you work on yours for? You work on guitars all day. You got to work on your own.
My
Mechanics have the worst running cars. Heating guys have the worst heating systems. Guitar guys have the no, they
Well,
don't.
okay, I'm doing a live stream right now, so everybody in the world can hear you right now, and that's cool. I hope you're okay with that. But check out the look at the title of my
Who's everybody?
stream.
How many are watching you?
The Shoekeepers kids get shoot. Right now, four folks. Hello, Independent Men United. She's awesome. She's got a really cool YouTube channel. So what's happening with yours?
I just want you to set this up for me. I just bought it.
Set it up? Okay.
So I
Now,
bought
I
it
will-
over the weekend.
I will move right to that.
This expensive case included.
That's looks like Fender broke the bank on that case,
Yeah.
man. Oh,
I got it for $200.
oh, jeez.
I mean, but
Perfect gigging guitar.
I went to yeah, because I can build patches with my Ultra that has a humbucker, and then I can use this.
Mhm.
But I got it home, and like the staggered tuners, they were staggered.
Yeah.
Tall, short, tall, short, tall, short. Yeah, okay. And anyway, then I went
What?
I know. The dude.
Who did that?
Well, I don't know. Then I went to do this. I went.
Don't tell me who did.
It was Johnny DIY.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, then I went to, what are these little stickers here? I pulled them up, and I see that he had about 4 attempts at putting the string trees on.
Oh, there's a bunch of holes in the headstock. Oh, no.
Well, there's only 5 extras.
Well, I put these ones on, 1 hole apiece.
Well, 5.
Oh, 5? That's not
Well,
bad.
7 total.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, I want you to. Oh, and he put the bone nut in himself. And so God knows.
Is it bone? Are you sure?
That's what he said. I don't know. He said
Okay.
yes.
We'll check
He
that.
said I did the bone nut and the tuners.
I do
Anyway.
have a white tusk nut here. If you prefer it, we could swap it out just for the sake of doing a tusk nut, but we'll check it. It looks like it's bone, but I'll hit it with a file and we'll know.
So get the string trees where they need to be, if they even need to be there at all.
Let me do this real quick. Let me put this headstock back on this piece of junk, and then that way I can, come on. All right, give me a second.
My tools are all in my storage shed, and if you've seen my storage shed, you'd understand why.
Uh-huh,
I'm just like, no, I'm not going.
I understand.
I came in and got a capo last week to do setup, and then I got home and I went, oh man,
The virtual capo?
I don't have none of my gauges. No, the capo literally to do, truss rod.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have any of my
Did you try that?
I don't have any of my gauges or nothing.
Oh yeah.
They're all in a box and storage.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I think I told you we went from 3,500 square feet to 1,000. So my storage is half.
No tools.
And it has a car in there too.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not going in there. I
Oh,
don't want to
dude.
I'm gonna take it over to Marshall.
All right. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and you trusting me with your little ladies there. Give me just a second.
She's my little lady, yeah. I'm with her.
We'll make her your number 1. How's that? Don't use power tools on a guitar.
Never.
Never.
Well, unless you're a highly trained professional.
That's better.
There you go.
I did improve it. So we'll get back to this. Let's see. My knees hurt. Hello. Let's see. The notes on the paper says ding is popping off. Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And man, I got some interesting work. Okay, let's get to yours. So let's take a look at this beautiful thing. God, this is a gorgeous guitar, man.
It's the limited edition, what do they call it? Blue Burst?
Blue Burst?
Blue Burst, I think they call it. I don't know.
So you want me to fill these holes?
Well,
Plug them?
Might as well. And here,
Yeah.
there's a pack of strings in here.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. Let me.
Yeah, you might as well. What the heck? But
We can just.
I don't even know if it needs the trees.
To do any finish repair on this, it would take a couple weeks for that to really set and dry up. What I can do is maybe spot fill a little bit with the lacquer to get it to all look like this again. We'd have to ultimately shoot the whole thing. I can spot, but I can put plugs in.
I'm gonna play this in a gig in 2 weeks.
Okay, it'll be done tomorrow. Let me grab. Give me a second here.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Yeah, you know, it's going to. Well, shoot, if I'd had one of those, that'd have got me way down the road, man.
Yeah.
I could have just stuck that in my pocket.
Dude, those are, that is a golden tool. Yeah, nobody would have known it was gone until we needed it to fix somebody's guitar, and then it would have been like, what?
I was
have
about
five
to
of them.
stick it in my pocket, and he came walking in.
I caught him. You busted him? Good.
Yeah.
All right, good. Let me, today,
trust me with
but I wasn't going to tell on him. Today is the 21st?
Oh, God, no. We're waiting on the 21st, dude.
No, 22nd.
24th.
24th.
24th. I should know I had to write it in patient charts all day.
Let me ask you to put this information. This is just your name, phone number on there, and we'll make other notes on that. That way I've got all that info. Okay. So we're going to plug some holes. Let's see. 9 gauge strings. I'm going to pull these. Where's my bag? There we go.
Yeah, I just don't know if those string trees are even needed or if they're even in the right spot. I mean, honestly.
These we may not even need to use these because of the graduated.
Well, that's what I was thinking with the staggered tuners. Like,
but yeah, and we gotta make sure what I can do. We can kind of gauge that by putting a set of strings on it, leave the string trees off,
and then check the angle
and see what. Yeah, check the angle and see if it's slipping or buzzing. But these, see, that's why I don't. These look a little tall. But that's my eye telling me that. Another thing that can be done is with, I'm just pulling these off of here now so that I can fill those holes. Beautiful extra holes. And dude, you know how many times guys are changing these machine heads and they got a set screw in and drill right through the top. They're like drilling a hole to put the set screwed into the hole the machine head in.
I think those. I don't think you had to drill those. I think they drop right in.
Yeah,
they're just an exact.
These I don't think have. They don't have screws.
No, they just have the two
little
studs
things. You still have to pre-drill them, or at least. Okay, so it was this last one and that one. Boy.
I guess practice makes perfect.
What's that?
I said I guess practice makes perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's check these.
But it's not going to be loud enough in that trunk with that tub
Let's
trunk.
look at the back of this.
You want to go bigger. Like,
Okay.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to go
Okay, so we'll get the string trees done right. Because there's holes in here, even if it doesn't need the string trees, we can put them on there, and
that's one I thought.
if we leave them off, then we're gonna those are gonna be very obvious. It's hard to make them vanish.
I'm not
that worried about it.
Single baby.
Okay. But we'll do our best to clean that up a little bit. We got 2 weeks, so that'll give me a chance to put a little bit of lacquer on there and help hide it a little bit. And then outside of that, let's...
That loaded with the single 10.
9 to 42, right?
Amplifier.
That's
This is a regular super slinky.
Those box one, but you'd have to put it in the trunk. It will not really fit well on the side. It fits better against the back end there. Just put it against the front of that tub because it's a tub trunk.
Yeah.
That would fit. That would fit. That's going to take more footprint though.
That is
The advantage of this box is you can
definitely bone. So we're good on the nut. I could smell it just by hitting it a little bit.
Oh yeah, I do have the power base.
Brett's got a little bit of wear out in this
That would be a good little one, yeah.
area here, and then we're nothing up.
Well, what's funny is he's the guy I got it from does
Hold the power.
solo cowboy chord thing with a backing track over in Tri-Cities. So it's weird that there'd be any wear.
Moving stuff
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Just a little bit up in
Because
here.
I've watched about 50 videos of him and never have I seen him pass about here.
Although when they do that,
Well, maybe you got the guitar used and the guy that
No, he got it at the Guitar Center.
Did you? Okay.
But anyway,
That's
whatever.
not bad enough to worry about.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
if it
Alpine
creates a
is
problem, we can level them and crown them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any sprouting going on.
Alpine, you know, of course, how
Not
Alpine
even-
is. Super
Didn't
good.
even look
What I
at
like
it.
about the Alpine is
They're
it'll
just
run.
dirty. Yeah.
It'll run down.
Usually Fender does a pretty good job, even with the Squire, but this is
It'd be
a...
a real good amp to put it.
It's this is
four
player.
on.
Yeah.
So you get the three
But
Fretwork.
2018,
Speaker,
2019
small
was sort of
box
the
like
years
that.
people talk about getting
You'd be able to
shitty
hear it.
quality frets, so
That'd be the best
on the
way to go.
players. So
This is not, there's nothing that I
See
would...
what I got in
I
stock.
mean, if you felt my brand new warm-off neck, which is licensed by Fender,
well, if you felt my
worse than
2
this.
brand new Fender necks on my 76 and my parts caster with the rolled edges, and they're like
yeah.
butter.
yeah.
So I don't expect that from this, but
These actually feel pretty damn good, dude.
$200, you know what I mean?
Well, and for me, I don't care necessarily. I don't care about how much you paid. If you paid $2,000 for it and they felt like this, it still feels to me comfortable. Is it when you're doing this, you're kind of trying to find something, so you're. But I know if you play this thing right now, if it had it strung up, you wouldn't notice any.
Oh no, I played it. I took
Frets
it to rehearsal yesterday.
Excellent.
The intonation was all off and everything, and I'm just like, I don't care. It's rehearsal, guys.
Okay.
Deal with it. Okay.
Now,
In fact, here, I'll show you the subtle message I got from the band leader.
Boy, it's gonna be close. We'll find out right now.
Is it gonna sit and rattle?
Well, all you need is 1/4 inch.
Let's see. Here you go,
I
right
have
here.
a shallow mount, but if I can get this one in there, it's gonna pump a little better.
Tuning issues here and there.
some tempo issues.
Just like that.
Oh,
What?
our drummer likes to, when we come out of a
Right
break,
into that box.
you know, especially those
See, it'll
songs
go
where
right
you
in
kind
there,
of,
just tight as, right.
everything goes down and then you bring
So
it
that would
back
be a
up.
good option for that.
He has a
Off
tendency
to
to
the
get
races.
overexcited and
There.
he comes back in a little quick. And
Yeah. It's usually,
Well, let me write you up some
you know,
stuff
that's
for this,
it's
but
interesting, but
some tunes
most
and
of the
see what
time,
you
in my
wanna do.
experience with bands, guitar players speed stuff up. It's usually
it's so funny because that's what I say, but
Right.
everyone's like, no, the guitar player can't speed it up. And I'm like, oh, really? You want to bet me?
yeah,
Watch me.
yeah. That's it. You know, if you've been working with the metronome or playing with the drum machine or working with good time,
Watch me, man. I can show you how to speed things up.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, that was...
Yeah. But tempo, you know, that at a rehearsal, that's fine. You almost can't stop it at a gig.
No.
The adrenaline gets going unless you're using a click track. you know, which I don't have any problem with doing clicks.
We thought about it.
Yeah.
But I think Jeff would get offended.
We're looking at getting a sampler going so that we can add a MIDI controller at our drummer's position to introduce like 808 sounds and stuff like that, some of our music. And we're looking at the gear that we're gonna use for doing that.
What it's gonna take.
Okay, so
and then if your drummer's a smart aleck, he can program in some weird sounds,
fart noises,
to trigger. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's do just do a full Monty setup. Get the intonation, everything tight. Make sure everything's solid. We'll do pickup heights and all that stuff. Okay.
Intonation.
Yep. I just call it a full Monty setup.
Sounds good.
This everything, and then let me plug string tree holes, plural.
Holes.
That's amazing. Look at that.
Well, I wondered. That's funny because when I saw the picture, but he had he had like white racing stripes across here.
Oh yeah.
And he had some stickers on the plate on the back. So I didn't really think too much of it. It's like, oh, it's just more stuff. Then I got home and I pulled it off. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
Now I know why.
Well, there was. What was it? Was there scratches?
There was like racing stripes, white.
Oh.
About, maybe a half inch thick. About 4 of them running across here. That he took off.
Oh, okay. And there's nothing left on it, so it didn't do any damage.
I actually took the plastic off the pickguard yesterday.
Oh, really?
It's
still
on the pickguard, yeah.
Good man. Yeah. How's the output jack? Is it good and solid? Yeah. Everything felt good on that? No crackling or anything in the electronics? Okay. So no real reason to pull the pickguard off here.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I'll play it, and of course, if I notice
I had it off and looked at it, and, because you want to know like what's under the hood, and is it.
I was just going over this this morning. Something I like to do. These obviously these knobs have been pulled off of here because they're all turned down to 0. Well, they're pretty good. I like to set it at 0 and then point the 1 like right at me. Like where I'd be playing.
Yeah.
That way, when you turn it all the way up, although these rotation on these knobs is a little bit different. Yeah, it's further over that way.
I've always liked mine up. I want the number that's up, the number that we're at. So 10, I want 10.
Yeah, straight up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, these are pretty good. They're all facing the same way.
Yeah, I don't think they've been off. They're too close.
Yeah. Okay.
And judging from this work, I wouldn't expect them to all match.
Right. Well, you actually did a pretty good job.
And judging from the fact that the staggered tuners literally were tall, short, tall, short, tall, short.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I was like,
do that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see what happens here with the fall away here. These should be good, but you never know. And, another thing that can be done if you don't, although, well, these are locking machine heads, but you don't have to wrap the string around there. You can just go straight through and tune it up. But if you're having, even with the locking tuners, if you have not enough fall away, wrap the string around there a couple extra times, and you get that few thousandths of an inch. And as long as it's tidy,
it's probably not going well.
So that's a trick. If in the future, if you feel like I'm not getting it, just an extra wrap, that'll help push that angle a little bit. I have a guy that has a telly that we have to do on the treble strings. We have to do like 8 wraps, where normally I just do 3. We go around it 8 times and keep them all just nice and tidy so it ain't. And that gets that downhill pull on that telly enough, gets the strings to sit right. So awesome. I can't remember what string it is, but anyway.
All right, man, I gotta get back to work.
All right,
so just
get on it.
Do what you do, and
okay, I'll call you when she's ready, brother.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, Count Trumpula, dang it, Elite. No, you're not. Black pickguards don't suck. Yes, you're right. Black, shiny black guitars. Happy Monday, Snoops. Thanks for being here. My knees hurt. Hello. I'm your Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry. I'm telling you, dude, that is one of my all-time favorite lines of any movie. The way he said that was just priceless. Okay, so we're going to have to fill some holes up here in the headstock to make this thing look nice. So we'll get started on that. And this is a maple fingerboard, and I can see there's a little bit of a line going through that. So what I'm going to do, let me go grab a piece of maple out of the back here. Here we go. No, that's not maple. This is maple. So I have this beautiful piece of maple that, as you can see, we'll see how close it will match this guitar. Now, this is not that vital. You don't have to be too stupid picky about this, but we'd like to make it match. So if we get this wet, you can see the color will pretty much match pretty close. And I'm almost certain that Fender probably used a little bit of yellow dye in their lacquer. Just, although different tree, of course, they might have used a little bit of yellow in this, or stained the wood. She hit it with a little bit of something. And I'm just putting denatured alcohol on that piece of wood to kind of give you an idea of what it'll look like when it's done. And also, I'm noticing some sticky material on this headstock, like it may have had a decal on it or something at some point. So I'm just getting that stuff off, and I'm using denatured alcohol. If you got stickers that you want to remove off of a guitar with, this is probably polyester finish. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. Although I am going to have to touch it up with some nitrocellulose, which will blend it. It'll make this stuff vanish a little bit. So let's take a couple chunks of wood off of this beautiful piece of maple, and we'll plug these holes and get that stuff starting to set up. Now, when I do this, I'm going to, let me turn this piece of wood around. I'll show you what I'm up to here. And keep never throw anything away, right? And Jeffrey Boyle, hello, man. DiMarzio pickups and guts. Don't know in this one yet, and I probably won't find out. The owner actually, when he brought it in, said that he's played them and he really liked the way the guitar sounded, but that the setup of it is not. He doesn't like the way it's set up, the way it plays. And this guy, he is fairly new to town. And he's playing in a band, so all due respect. Alright, I'm just trying to knock a chunk off the side of this piece of maple so that I can turn it into some what do you call them, plugs. Alright, come off of there. There we go. Alright, so now I've got this nice little piece of maple here. Y'all enjoy the band Weezer, one of my favorite bands. Very very cool material that they make, music. Let me see, I'm gonna grab these. I'll cut this off at a place here where, there we go. Oh, it's not quite thick enough. Over here might be. So now I'm just gonna try and, here's what I'll do.
God, somebody was gonna jump.
I know Charlie, if Charlie was Charlie Gabaldon, he'd be like, don't point that chisel at your finger. I did that once and almost took it. Almost got a chisel smacking it with my hammer. And I'm just letting this wood kind of sliver away like that. Now I can check how well I can get a fit in here. I'm just making these by hand just to match the wood that's in here, and we need to get a little bit bigger. See, so I'm cutting it a little bit bigger, and we'll stick it down in the hole. All right, and then I can. Yeah.
All right. Get
Okay.
my mess up real quick.
Now, here's how I'm going to make this stick. Let's see if I've got a little bit of. Okay. We're going to use. Yes, he saw it here first. Why not? Now, one of these days, I'm telling you that a super glue company is going to figure out a way to make super glue not stick to the lids or the spout.
You know, Crazy Glue used to have a pretty good method, but they quit making them. They have the little metal plated little metal thing that went in the tip. And I'll tell you what, it would build up a little bit of super glue, but it always pulled out and always ran.
Yeah.
But it was a real small tube, and
I don't want to get a bunch of squeeze out of this glue that I'm using, so we're going to scrape a bit of this off, because it only takes a tiny amount. And we are going to do this. Here we go. You ready? Plug in the hole.
To the bank. I'll be right back. Then I'll do that car out front.
That's all there is to it, right there. We got a nice piece of maple in there. Jampro, thanks for your help on your feedback on that new, I don't know, we can almost call it an invention on the audio stuff. Been really trying to find out new ways to get audio into a live stream and not have to use a bunch of third-party software. And I think we kind of solved a problem indeed. There we go. Now, you might be wondering, well, those blocks are square and they don't fit exactly right, and you're absolutely right. But what we do is we fill the excess little space with dust. Yes, wood dust.
I will be right back.
Okay, thanks, Stu. All right. And we're going to go a little bit more right here. This hole is a little bit bigger. And I realized that I just filled a hole that was used for the string tree, but we will reuse it. I will just simply re-drill that hole when I get there. All right. I'm not that worried about it. And this one was in the second hole up, so we'll leave that one empty right now. Let me see here. So what I have to do with this one, I'm going to grab it like so. You can hold on it. I'm going to place that in there and tap it in. Yep. We got to be kind of careful, because you doing shims like this, you could split the headstock out. So you want to be careful not to. Again, it's not kind of an Arnold Schwarzenegger moment, right? Get this off of here. This is too big, so isn't this fun? My day started out me working on my own guitars, and just like that, I get to help another guitar player get his guitar all set up and working properly and looking good. This guy is a really pretty damn good guitar player, y'all. And he and I have some really great conversations. He knows a lot about doing repair work on guitars, and very well informed. And I'm gonna Again, I'm sorry if my camera guy is not doing a great job here. Okay. This is ultimately, we're doing this just to make these things not be quite so obviously noticeable, right? That's the whole idea, is to get these things, make these holes a little less noticeable. And yes, you can use a toothpick. I know that. Let's see. I'm just using maple because it's the kind of wood that the neck's made out of. So why not? I have it laying around. There we go. Just a little bit of CA glue. It's not like you gotta worry about this thing falling apart. There's no structural integrity here, right? If this was a cracked neck or something like that, of course I would use wood glue and clamp it and do all of that stuff. And this looks like about the right size for this one too. So let's see. I'm going to try and make another. I'm going to try and make a different plug out of this piece. Let's see. Too much stuff on my bench already. Let's just because I got a little bit more to work with here. Oh shucks. Okay, that didn't do what I was hoping it would do. It broke the wrong direction. How goes the battle, brother Chris?
All right.
Good.
Yep. That looks kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful Strat.
Yeah, maple.
Yep. Yeah, just trying to get this to. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and plug that hole with this one. Yes, and we will have to re-drill a couple holes here. That's good. At least I'll know that the hole was drilled the right size in the right place. There we go. And I am absolutely not worried about the little bit of excess CA glue that's squeezing out of these holes. I'm not worried about it at all. That really doesn't matter. Yep. Sometimes he's trying to get a plug that's just the right size is easier said than done. There we go. This piece will do it. Looks pretty good. And these are tapered, so as I drive them in there, the wood fills the circular hole about as good as it can be done. I'm not going to sit here and make little dowels for this. This will fill these holes and make them far less noticeable, right? Okay, so we got this. We'll let that glue set up. Hope everybody's doing good. Hive Mind, hello. Yep, I'm your Huckleberry. we should play that. I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I can do that with my streaming setup. That scene is so awesome. Roller string trees, and I'm glad you just said that. Check it out. You'll be very happy to know that I do too. That's what I have on my own 2 Fender Strats. Well, okay, these are not rollers. I thought these were roller type, but they're rounded and they look kind of like the roller type. I love the roller type. I just put a set of, I think they're GoTo brand roller trees on my Strat, and I love them. Alright, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to try and get this, let me see, where's my speed up juice? I got some speed up juice here someplace. Where'd you go? Where's my, there you are. So this will speed up the drying process, right? And I've never known this speed up sauce to damage a finish on anything, especially polyester. So now all of the CA glue, at least down into the hole a little bit, is dry, right? So here's what we do. These are fret pullers, and these really are not made to cut stuff, but damn, this little tool right here was rather expensive too, I will say. I mean, to me, but it allows me to cut these pieces of wood off flush, right? Boom.
How's it going?
Hopefully everybody got to check out Rune's stream last night. It was really pretty cool. He doesn't usually, I know on his streams, he rarely doesn't do a lot of talking. He just plays, and it's just wonderful guitar playing. But it was really cool to get to hear him, hear his voice and such last night. I've known him for quite a while, and it's always cool to hear someone's voice for the first time. I know. This looks terrible, doesn't it? Gotta make them worse before we make them better. Okay. Now they're really well filled. It looks good. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna take my razor blade and scrape a little bit of this top wood off of here, and they smooth out the surface, and you're trying to scratch end grain is always so much fun. But as you can see, I'm getting it down to a level where I could probably shoot a little bit of lacquer on this, and it should be really good. Yeah, so now I'm just working here, and I wouldn't tell anybody to do anything that I'm doing necessarily, because you probably have a different way to do it, and if you do, God bless you, do it your way. This is my method for doing this, and I've fixed a lot of these and done it this exact same way many times, so I'm gonna keep doing it that way. And you might be thinking, Well, that doesn't look any better than it did beforehand. You're probably right. But the holes are plugged, which, having an extra hole in the headstock of the guitar is ultimately a place where you could probably look forward to a crack developing at some point later on down the road. So this is going to help a little bit of the stability of this, not a whole lot, but... And the other thing is that fortunately, where each one of these extra holes is, there's the finish has been pushed down, so it's lower than the actual top of the guitar. So we'll really be able to do a good job hiding these as best we can. I'm going to grab a new razor blade. I think that, yeah, this one's dull. Jampro. Yeah, that was a trip, dude. And you know, if I had gone over to the post office that morning instead of coming straight to work, we would have been able to do that. And you know, that occurred to me kind of after the fact. I should have walked over to the post office when I got up that morning. I woke up at like 7 o'clock, and I had all kinds of time to walk over there. I could have gotten those parts. Arrgh. Yeah, that was a bummer, but I think it'll be good. It'll be some good stuff for you to do. Get a little soldering practice. Okay. Now see, with doing this and having to shoot some lacquer on this, I think what I'm going to do is, rather than put the lacquer on it first, I'm going to put the string trees in it first, and then probably brush the lacquer on around the string trees, so that, and we'll get the lacquer on it today so that I can start that to drying. But once I get that on here, I'll be able to start the setup work, so I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. If you've ever worked with lacquer, you know that it takes quite a while to cure. And by the way, back when they were building violins in the Stradivarius days, this was the tool that they used rather than sandpaper. They didn't have sandpaper in the 1600s. This is the type of tool that they would use, a scraper, to sand down and make the surfaces of an object very, very smooth. If it's good enough for Mr. Stradivarius, it is good enough for me. And as I'm doing this, I'm kind of going at these pegs in different directions, and I'm taking off the end grain, so it's not as easy to get to be level as if I was going at it this way across this. Of course, that's a whole lot easier to get flat and level. Now, it seems like a lot of work, but if this was my guitar, this is what I would do. And I don't treat any client's guitar any differently than I treat my own. Right. And also, as you may have noticed, my customer told me that he paid $200 for this guitar. $200. And this will be a live show guitar. He said he's got a show in 2 weeks, Saturday in 2 weeks, and so we got to have this thing done and ready to go. Before then.
I'm gonna do this car right out front, so
Okay.
I can watch the door.
Cool, cool. Store's just banging today. I've had a lot of people coming in today. It's really good. It's great to be a small business and still be surviving. And you know, the part of the way that our shop is able to do that is that we all work 24 hours a day, basically. Most of our customers are we're open 7 days a week, but almost every client, not every client I do work for has my personal phone number, and they know, and I tell everyone, you can call me any time of day or night, 7 days a week. If you need a set of strings, you got a gig on a Saturday and it's 10 o'clock at night, call me. I'll meet you here. I'll come down here, open the door, and we'll get you all dialed in. Okay, so that one and that one are string tree holes, right? So let's re-drill a couple holes here. I'm gonna just put them back where they came from, and we're gonna use a 1/16 inch drill bit. Yes, and they break all the time. You'll notice my drill bits, I've got one of my 1/16 inch drill bits is already broken. Yep. So I'm gonna have to poke a little hole in here. But these are the conditions we use lacquer in are never very early. Yep, there you go. Yep, there you go. Yep. That's one thing about, especially wintertime here, you know, the temperatures and the humidity outside are such that there's that one, and there's that one. You don't drill through the headstock. Okay, so let's put our string trees back on here. See how they look. Now I like these types of string trees. I think better because they give you these little shim washers, and they're a little tricky to. I may have to drill that one hole a little bit deeper, but we'll see how we go. So we want our short shim here. Oh yeah, I think I drilled it plenty deep. Okay. There we go. And you'd probably be yelling at me because I didn't use any wax or something on this. Oh well. Boy, I think that this screw is very close. It didn't come through before, but boy, that's very close to going all the way through this neck. There we go. There's that one. This is where they came from. Just put them back in here. And these are graduated machine heads, so subject of great debate. Are these string trees even necessary with graduated machine heads. Here we go. Okay. Look pretty good. A little bit close there, but that's where they were put on. I'm guessing these back holes were probably the original holes, but that when they changed the machine heads, they had to put new string trees on it. This will be really interesting. Okay, so now I want to get some lacquer on there, and I need to put quite a bit on there. So here is my lacquer, and I am not going to be really super. I am going to have to probably pull the string trees off after I do this. Here's my nice little brush. Here's a nice little brush. That's way too big. Perfect. That was smaller. God, I had some. Oh, you know, I just thought of something. I've got these little cleaning. I'm talking now. I'm thinking to myself. I have these little teeny brushes. Where'd you go? Where are you? I still have you. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. There you are. Okay. They got. That's probably not going to work. I was thinking maybe about using one of these, but they're dirty and unfortunately they're kind of cottony. So, God, I don't want to use something this big. May have to do it.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
Would you possibly mind if I left this here while we're waiting for the car? We're
Dude,
just
you
gonna
can
walk down to the bar and
There's
gamble.
a couple, yeah. There's a couple seats right back here, or you can bring them out here and make yourself right at home.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave it sitting somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Went to Side A to get some food. Now we're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do.
Right,
We
right.
could go to the hideout or something and go gamble for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So,
Yeah.
awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're just leaving your food here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Just for, yeah.
That's
so I'm not
pretty
walking
safe.
around with it.
Yeah. Pretty safe spot. All right.
I
Cool.
appreciate it.
All right, have fun.
Yep, we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. Lacquer. I need some lacquer. Oh, shit. My lacquer's thinner. Oh, shucks. Shucks. Okay. Quick question, since I got some folks here that know a little bit about doing finish work. Usually when I'm working with lacquer, I use lacquer thinner to clean my brushes. I'm curious, will acetone work as well for cleaning a brush? This is something that I am not really well educated on. If I'm using lacquer, I use lacquer thinner. If I'm using, if I want to like clean some stuff off of that, I know acetone will melt lacquer, but is it a good thing to clean a brush with? Yeah. Count Trumpia, the earliest Stradivarius stringed instruments used woods from tree. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that is true. The whole tonewood argument, right? I'm just curious. I'm gonna wait to do anything on this because I may have to run upstairs to my home to grab my lacquer thinner. If you think it's safe to clean a brush with acetone and then potentially get some acetone. This is a 50-50 mix of lacquer and thinner, lacquer thinner. I just want to brush a little bit into here, and then of course we'll have to sand it off and all of that in a couple weeks. I got to use this one, and I'm probably going to trim it down a little bit. You get worried about it eating the brush, probably, right? That's what I don't know. Yeah, in fact, I am going to take this brush and thin it out a little bit. There's too much material here. We're going to give her a little haircut. I know you artists are probably cringing right now. I just want a tiny little amount of brush on this so that when I do brush it on, it goes in very, very small amounts. And of course, all of these loose particles will fall directly into the lacquer that I'm putting on the guitar. That is the only place it will go. It will not fall on the ground or up in the air or anything like that. It will just simply fall directly into the lacquer, because that's the way it goes. Curious. Horsehair brushes are best. Yeah, I bet. And I haven't invested a ton of money into brushes. I don't do a ton of finish work. So going and investing in, I should have some. I really should. Graduated tuners are nice. Yep. Yep. Yeah. You put string bars on LPs. Oh, that's interesting. So again, I haven't had anybody answer my question, so I'll Google it. Let's Google. I have Google. All right. Acetone. Let me see. Does acetone... Oops, let's take the caps off. Does acetone work as lacquer thinner? These are the results. Does acetone work as lacquer thinner? Yes, acetone can be used as a substitute for lacquer thinner in some cases. However, lacquer thinner is often better used because there's other ingredients that slow evaporation. Okay, so I think I can clean my brush with acetone as long as the brush doesn't melt into oblivion, and I'll probably put a few coats on here before I dip it in any acetone. So what I'm going to do is take this cup right here, Google it, right? I did not chat GPT it, and I'm probably one of the only human beings, I'm hoping. Well, no, I'm not hoping. I wish more people could say this, but I have never, ever looked at or logged on to the chat GPT website. I think that AI, I just don't agree with it, and so I have no use for it, and I won't have any use. I won't use it. All right, so I've got a little bit of acetone right here, and we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of this lacquer. All right, I'm gonna just tiny amounts. I'll get you over here in the picture as soon as I can. We want to build up some lacquer. I'm sorry that I didn't have you pointed at the work being done here. Hopefully that angle is good enough that you can see what I'm up to. Again, be very careful not to put too much on here. Kind of, oop, that I did just that, put way too much. I don't like brushing lacquer at all. So I don't know if you guys have worked with lacquer very often or very much. I know my knees hurt does lacquer work almost pretty much for a living, I think. But brushing it on sucks. Being able to airbrush it, that's the way to go. Yes, I could have probably used CA glue and filled these, but why not just go for it here? We'll try to we'll try to smooth it out and build up some lacquer. I'm using just tiny amounts. And again, the only reason I was curious about acetone was so that I can clean this brush off and not worry too much about it doing something, reacting weird with the lacquer that I'm using. Oh, phone's ringing. There's a couple little scratches here that I just get a little bit of lacquer on these scratches. It will make them blend, and when I buff it out, they'll vanish. And I'll probably have to do a few coats of this, which while I'm doing that, we can have a discussion, I suppose. I have some pictures. I think maybe I can share these with you while we're here. Okay, I'm going to let that sit and dry for a little bit, and let's see what the acetone does to my paintbrush. And get a I don't know if it's going to eat my paintbrush away. If so, you know, something like this, I could actually drip it in there with a toothpick, for that matter. Oh. Okay. Okay.
That one out front's done. I don't know where they went.
Oh, the Blongo?
Yep.
They're down playing poker.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Do you have a number for him? I can call him. Probably not the best place for him to be. Sorry I had to leave you all for a moment there. We have discovered a new way. We'll bring this over here. I'll just share this with y'all. Let me get that off of here. We have discovered a new way to let me see, broadcast audio to get your DAW and your input from your computer if you're running a DAW while you're trying to do a broadcast, which is a great way to do it, because then all of the mixing that you have done in your DAW people can hear on a YouTube live stream. That sure is dark. Let me fix my camera here real quick. That's interesting. Video, let's go to properties. What is going on here? It's like my exposure is turned way down. Camera control, exposure. There we go. That should look fairly real. Okay, let's apply that. So we found a new way to get audio from your DAW into you know, a third-party streaming software platform. There are many of them out there. I currently subscribe to Restream simply because it's the cheapest way to do that, have guests come onto your live stream and not have the stupid logo in there. You can't do 1080p video yet. That costs way too much money. And so something needs to be done about what these greedy people are charging for something that they're doing. And I could probably call one of my coding friends and they could do that for me. But nonetheless, we have figured out a way to get your audio into computer recline. Oh, Sparky. Oh man, I love music. There we go. I can't, with the software that I'm using, I can't post your comments onto the screen. I would love to, and thank you for your membership, brother. And again, I'm really glad to see that you did a video recently, and I do have notifications set up, but YouTube doesn't always. I mean, I have notifications for almost every channel turned on, and YouTube does not give me notifications when people, let's see, YouTube's not receiving enough video. There's boy, like, they're really trying to sell you stuff. So what was I going to say? Oh, let me open up. I want to see if I can find this photograph. Let's see if I can find this photograph. Oh, and in fact, yeah, okay. I want to find this picture that I had. I know I'm just kind of waiting a few minutes here till that lacquer dries until I can put some more on it. Come on. Where are you? Where's that photograph? Here it is. Let me download this. Open. Where are you? Let's see if this opens. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, let me share this screen with you. Let me see. Add. Okay, I have to do this. Window capture. Window capture. Okay, and select a window to capture. Photos. There we go. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is show you this photograph. We're gonna zoom, make it way bigger. Okay. So if you own a 4x4 audio interface, I've done a little drawing here to kind of help show you how to get your audio from your DAW, your audio interface, into an online stream. And this is a Focusrite 4i4, and this is the back outputs, and this is a third generation with the loopback function built in. And you'll notice I'm using all four outputs. Outputs 3 and 4 are right. You can't see my mouse. To inputs 1 and 2, that's outputs 3 and 4, and then let's see, let me make this full size, and then to your normal studio monitors it says 2 speakers, and then you've got your guitar going into input 3 or 4, and you got your mic going into input 3 or 4. I know that picture is not that great, but these the 2 lines to inputs 1 and 2, those are TRS by XLR cables that plug into inputs 1 and 2 on your 4i4 interface, which allows you to use the loopback function. All you got to do is turn on the loopback function, send it to outputs 3 and 4, and now your DAW is going into channels 1 and 2 and being broadcast to your live stream. And on your live stream software, all you do is tell it to use audio Focusrite channels 1 and 2, and there you go. Now you have a stereo. You have a stereo feed. Yeah, I know. Pigs and idiots. Yeah. So let me see. Okay. I think I can do this. Let's go back. No, let's go forward. Oh, come on. Come on. Sheesh. Come on. Oh, there we go. Forgive me, I'm kind of messing around here a little bit. Duplicate string key, select new key to go live here, switch to the Shoekeeper. Come on.
Howdy, Marshall.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
What you got?
Oh, just brought my guitar in.
Which,
It doesn't need anything, I just...
Oh.
Is Mike around?
No, he's gone today and tomorrow.
Oh.
He's over getting a sharp stick in the eye.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, I need to pick up some guitar strings for Rooster. Let me see. I got it written down what he wants.
You all right?
Yeah, I can help you out.
Okay. Stu is here.
That's okay. I don't need any work. He wanted me to bring it in sometime and make him cry because I can't buy it.
Oh, which one is it?
It's my J200. You can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull it out.
Okay.
He wants
Give me a second.
Fender Electric 9s nickel wound.
Okay, let's go have a look.
Okay.
You know where they are? I think I got them up there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. I think I can do this. I'm just messing around here. So if you look at that photograph and have your audio settings done right, you can get your audio from your DAW, so your guitar and your vocal microphone and all that stuff into a live stream. And okay, there we go. And let's see. Maybe I can. Let's see. There we go. Okay, come on. Let's see. Can I get lower than that? Ah, these guys. Okay. Are you guys ready to check out, or are
It's right.
Okay.
I just found them up there for
Okay, excellent. Let's go up to the front counter and we'll take care of that up there.
Okay.
Great strings. Okay.
He's an older guy that's kind of really talkative. Talks about chickens all the time. Well, thank you.
All right, have fun. Thank you. Oh, here's your tax write-off right there.
All right, thank you guys.
Right. I'm doing a live stream right at the moment, working on
That's
this.
okay. I just thought I'd come in and I told Mike I'd come in in
So what year is this?
93.
93 J200. Does it? It does. It's not the John Lennon version of it. I get to. I might get to play a J200 here. You guys, so bear with me. Let me go back to this. Let's close that. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Here's a pick in there. If you
60.
want.
Can I give that back to you?
Yes, certainly. Go ahead and sit down, and I had to take the strap off because it wouldn't fit in the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and try it out.
I just
Stewie
wanna
put a
look at
pickup
it.
in it years ago.
Put a pickup
Yeah.
system.
Yeah. So the battery's up under the front here.
Yeah. You got a preamp in here.
Fishman, no, it doesn't have.
No. Well, it's got some kind of. It needs a 9-volt. Look at this thing. Oh my God. Whew. These are 13s.
The strings?
The strings.
I think they're extra lights. They might be 10 to 50s. They might be.
Really?
I don't know if it's a.
Don't
Don't think they're lights, which is usually 12 to 54. I might have put extra lights on it. I don't remember.
They feel thick, but I don't ever measure anything with your eyeballs, right?
No.
Let's see. I'm just seeing what gauge strings these are. Huh. It says that it's a 17 thousandths. I don't think that's accurate.
It could be a 12 to 54. I'm not.
Maybe
it's light or extra lights.
They feel like 12s. Yeah, it says 13. They're probably 12s.
Yeah.
But
12
my
to 54s.
Gotta play America's chord.
Well, yeah.
Right? It's not like you could play something complicated.
There's lots of room on the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing's wide.
Yeah, it's 1 3/4 inches.
Yeah. Definitely 12s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play 11s on mine. These are definitely 12s.
Yeah, I think I've got extra lights I usually use on, because that's a 25.5-inch scale. So
yeah.
I usually use
a little heavier string.
I think they're 11 to 50s or 11 to something like that.
Yeah.
The extra light phosphor bronze. I always use phosphor bronze because
Let me see. Man, that thing plays like a dream.
I know.
Good grief.
Most people have ground pickguard flowers off of it, you know, and it's in really good shape. I don't play like that, so.
Yeah, you haven't played this enough. The pickguard paint's still on it. But this isn't even paint. This is inlaid.
It's engraved.
Yeah.
And then the inlaid pearl dots.
Oh, dude.
So a lot of guys grind them off, and I just make sure I don't play like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you barely touch this thing.
Yeah, I barely touch it.
I'm trying to be very careful.
No, it's fine. It's all good. I've had it for well over 20 years, and it's 30. It's going to be 32 years in July.
It's a 93.
So yeah, it's 30-some years old now. It's all grown up. The top was a lot whiter when I got it.
Yeah.
It's aged quite nicely. It's got some sound.
Man, this thing is beautiful. What a great voice it has.
Yeah.
And you're primarily playing bluegrass style music?
No, I play country stuff.
Country,
swing,
okay.
Western swing.
Yeah.
Country, just old stuff. Yeah, that's me.
You flat picking on this thing mostly?
Yeah.
How's your finger picking on guitar?
I can do it.
Yeah.
I can even wear my banjo picks with the guitar too, so.
Oh yeah.
It gives it a
Mike
little more
does that
volume.
once in a while, the thumb.
Yeah,
pick
there's
too.
thumb picks, but I can use the metal ones too on my fingers. I haven't played the banjo much over the years, but I still have my Stelling Staghorn. They're
What is
like, it's a Stelling. They're made in Virginia now, but they're gosh, $5,000-$6,000 banjo. I've played it for quite a while.
Yeah. What would this be worth?
New ones are 56, 50, 56, yeah. So I don't know what it would go for.
6.
You think?
6 or 7 probably. It's worth more than a new one.
Is it?
I think.
I don't know. I have no
You have to
idea.
consider sentimental value also.
Yeah, that's true.
You're buying my guitar that I've owned
would
for...
buy it?
Right.
You know, it's so much money.
Yeah. Well, there are those guys out there.
I guess it would depend on who wanted to buy it. You know.
Well, yeah, Mike, you're selling it to Mike.
But I don't know if I'd sell it to him or.
Sure.
I don't think he has the money to buy it. You know.
I don't. This is.
I hadn't, you know, I would consider selling it if somebody came along with a good offer, but.
Yeah.
But I love playing it.
Yeah. Well, it's that Les Paul I got in there for sale. It's just sitting there and nobody's been interested in it. But I'm not going to lower the price. Color that all the famous 59 Les Pauls were when they were new.
Yeah. What year is it? Is that a 59 or?
No, God.
It'd be worth $50,000.
I wouldn't be working here if it was a 59. I would sell it and buy a house, but I'm not kidding. I'd get rid of a 59 Les Paul tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I have no need for that, but it's a what year? 2010.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
15 years old.
Yeah, the cool thing about that one is sentimental value.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it from Kelly at Apple Music, and I'm really glad to say it. I walked in and, hey Marshall, what's happening? The guy drove to work in a Lamborghini. And he owned a guitar store, right? I don't know. One of the coolest. He came in here anytime he was driving to Boise or whatever. He'd come in and say hi to Mike, and Chris worked for him. But I went in there 12 years old and met him, and I was in there every other week, looking, drooling, and all this shit. But I walked in, I was like, Kelly, I'm looking for a Les Paul. And he didn't, come with me. And he took me over and stood me right in front of that one. I'm like, here you go. And he's like, what kind of amp you want to play it through? I'm like, well, I play through a Mesa at home. Okay, no problem. Plug me into a dual rectifier, and I got to blast the shit out of that place for 20 minutes, and I was like, oh,
man,
done.
You can't live without it.
No. I bought it right there on the spot, man. That was it. I had played 50 or 60 Les Pauls.
Yeah.
And just there was something about all of them that I just wasn't. I played old ones and newer ones and stuff, and I had a big wad of money in my pocket. But that was how I got that one, and I just loved it. But I got another one in 2012, and that one, this one's a different neck styles, big old fat neck on that one, whereas the other one got a little bit more narrow, thinner. I guess C and D style, or 50s era, 60s era necks. Yeah. So, anyhow. Yeah, God, this thing is gorgeous. I'm gonna give it back to you. Yeah, you got the pick off there. Okay. Yeah. So very cool. That thing has a voice. Big.
There's nothing like an E chord on a guitar, right?
Yeah. First thing I ever played, I was like, done. I think my dad knew, you know, when I felt the power of a big old E chord, that my goose was cooked.
Yeah.
Are you playing any shows? Are you playing any live? Have any live performances coming up?
No, I don't. I haven't played for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Except at church, I did some stuff.
You doing music at church? Oh. One of my former students wrote me a message, and when he was taking lessons from me, we were working on him getting into playing scales and modes and using them as to improvise what they're ultimately, or write melodies and stuff. So he recently started playing guitar at a church that he lives in Texas now, and he sent me a message this weekend, and he's like, dude, I can't thank you enough for everything you shared with me and all the lessons we've done, because it's a pretty radical type of church where they do pretty lively music. It's not like hymns and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And the leader, apparently the worship leader, looked over at him and said, take one. And he lit off in a guitar solo, and he was like, I got done, and I could not believe I just heard what I heard come out of me.
You get inspired.
So he's really starting to feel, and of course in the moment and the emotion of a church service, I know how that goes. You feel like you're filled with the Holy Spirit or whatever, and I get it. I mean, I'm not a believer, but everybody to each their own, and I'm so proud. It made me feel so good to get that note.
Yeah, that's nice.
From him, and
it's nice to be appreciated.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what.
Well, and also, just with respect to him, he actually played bass. He was a bass player for a long time, and our band needed a fill-in, and I was like, are you able to play some reggae and rock? He send me the songs. I'll learn them, and he did 2 or 3 shows with us last year. Yeah, so he's getting to be a pretty well-rounded player. But the fact that he's doing lead work and stuff, that just made my day.
That's cool.
Super neat.
No, I just mostly play rhythm guitar, and I work with a girl that I've known for 30 years, and she taught over at the academy, and she's a good musician. She knows her stuff. She plays keyboard, plays guitar, plays lots of stuff. She's very talented, good singer. And so when the regular worship team that plays, there's a girl named Trinity, and I've sent people in here to talk to everybody or to do whatever, buy their stuff.
Yeah.
And so whenever the regular team isn't playing, they usually ask Carol to do it, and then she'll ask me, can you play guitar with me? And she'll play piano or sometimes guitar. Sometimes I've played the banjo on there and did some bluegrass stuff. So they do a lot of songs that are the modern gospel stuff that you see on YouTube.
Yep.
And that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of new genre, in that stuff that I don't know anything about them.
Yep.
I'm just an old country guy, so
it's pop ultimately.
It is
pop.
Yeah, and
pop
it's just
Christian
all
music.
worship music. And so that's good. It's nice, My wife wanted to go to church, and of course, Carol goes over to that mountain church over there behind Walmart, and so we started going there, and everybody's real nice,
Yeah.
So we like that.
Cool.
And but yeah, I just so I'll play with her when she wants me to, and she gives me a chart, I'll sit there with the music stand and play the chords.
Yeah. Get the charts. One of my, with regard to that, one of my other students, a young kid, he's 11, and they have I guess a worship service in school.
Oh. Nice.
It's 5 days a week, and this kid, he knew how to play a little bit when he came in, but he didn't know the name of a chord or anything. Yeah. And that was 2 years ago. He's been with me almost 2 full years.
Oh, cool.
I think it's been 2 years. But he's now a member of the worship team. He's 11. No, it's been 1 year, just over 1 year. He's already has bar chords every open chord you can think of. I can rattle them all. Play me an A minor 7. Play me a G7. Play me a G. Play me an F.
Yeah.
You know, he just F. You know, the dreaded F. But he's now playing it at school, so he's getting to play with other musicians, kind of in a band.
Yeah, that's nice. Good for him.
Dude, so there's still hope. Yeah. And his grandparents would bring him. Their son, his uncle, was also a student of mine. Oh. So, awesome. You know, it's kind of fun to get to have, you know, when they get to hang with one another. Right. You know, Adrian gets to show Tristan what he knows now. So now they can jam together. Cool. Blues, and he's improvising and doing all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm really proud of his growth.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see some fruit from your efforts.
Yep. And young people doing something other than playing video games. Oh, yeah, fuck. Not that all of them do that. No. I always say that, but
no, I know what you mean.
There's a lot of good activities for kids these days. I had to fill a bunch of holes in this headstock, and boy, it's hard to make them. Yeah, somebody drilled 6 or 7 holes to put string trees on this guitar.
Oh, jeez.
So
you filled them with maple and finished them up. That's nice.
Yeah, and I can't.
I remember you playing this guitar.
Oh yeah.
SG.
Yeah, I was gonna put some time into fixing my own instruments today, but this thing showed up, so I had to get on to.
Yeah, so part of the job.
Yeah.
I remember went to see you guys play in Elgin when I lived out there.
Oh, at Brunswick, right?
I can't remember the little bar.
Yeah.
It was at. It was. Yeah, you guys were good. I thought, well, that's cool. I sat there, watched you guys play, and that was fun with Scott. And I remember you doing "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night." So
we did that song.
Oh yeah, did lots of cover tunes and all kinds of stuff.
Holy crap! Oh, you're right.
That was all. We're talking a long time ago, man.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
That was one of the songs I remember because hey, I like that song.
Yeah.
I like lots of music. You know, I like anything if it's good. So I can listen to anything if it's out of tune or, you know, brutal. I can't. It hurts my teeth. Oh, which reminds me, I bought a CD the other day. This one, and got it home and found out I already had it.
Oh, okay.
So what I want to do, I don't want my money back.
Just swap it for a different one.
He charged me $10 for it.
Okay.
And he also charges me $10 for these cables that I'm actually.
Okay. What is it?
He's charging me $10 for these short XLRs.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to trade.
Yeah.
Is that good with you?
Yeah.
Where should I put this? Do you want to file it back in there, or do you want to put it on the counter so he knows what's going on?
Don't worry about it. He's probably already ordered.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to.
We'll have 2 of them. So.
It was only the other day, and it's a good album, but it was so good I already had it. And I went, shit, I can't even remember what I have and don't have anymore. But I'll take one of these cables again, because
do it.
I'm working on my studio that I bought here, and it's I'm learning a lot of stuff on it. But I bought a TC Helicon harmony device.
What is it?
For singing harmony.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have a Digitech, and I lost it in the fire, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
It had all kinds of stuff in it, reverb and everything, and guitar tuners. And
probably Stu.
Hi. Mike's not around, but Marshall's here.
All right. Well, we're waiting anyways.
Oh, okay.
He's got a car back there.
Stu's probably working on it, or Chris or somebody.
Is that?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. Is it the?
They're working on. Chris is working on their car.
Your vehicle is done. Yeah, I couldn't find anything paperwork on it, so I think what you need to do is run out to the shop where you did the install. Have you been out there yet? Okay. When you come in, that's where you bring it in. You pull down the alley, think you actually have to go down the alley, but ask Chris about it. You have to do monthly report. So go out and see Chris before you guys take off, and he'll probably give you instructions on how you make them out. And again, ask him any questions that you have about it. And get the phone number and save it in the phone if you have to have that. That's the first call you make. Don't call us. And also, just in the experience that I know customers are having, if you do end up having to call them a lot of times to put him on the phone, just bear with them. A lot of folks go through it and they never have to call. So, yeah, so these guys just had, this young man had a device put in his vehicle. He needed to go see Chris.
Did Chris tell me it was done?
He came up and told me it was done. I don't think Chris called. So.
Oh, he told you that it was
Yeah, he said it was done.
Oh, well, still not with me. Okay. Let's see if it's done. Let's go.
Oh, is she gonna use the restroom?
No, she's got it.
I'll
We stored our food in here while we were wasting time walking around.
Good idea.
All right.
You go with them?
Yeah. They just, all right, so
You can never get out of your guitar.
man, all right, so I think I've got enough lacquer on this.
You just have to let it set.
Yeah, I'll be able to buff that out later on. I'll probably have to pull but I can't do any setup work on this until,
Yeah.
I wonder if I should just wait. I'm trying to decide what the best way to do this is, because I was going to do the setup work on it while I'm waiting for lacquer to dry, and then I just have to buff out the lacquer. I'm going to keep putting more lacquer on it. Isn't this exciting?
Yeah. While watching lacquer dry.
Like watching lacquer dry, exactly.
That's all part of the biz, you know.
Man, it takes forever.
That's all right, you know. I like working on stuff, and if you're patient, it comes up good.
Yep. You know, and I've got 2 other guitars I'm waiting for lacquer to dry on right now. One of them's a Martin HD28.
Oh, really?
And that's killing me, man. Because I filled some, I had to glue the binding back on the side.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And yeah, the glue that they used that particular day sucked, and almost a whole back binding. And luckily, it was the back, not the herringbone shit around the top.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
That could have been a nightmare. But I filled the gap, and I called them and said the best way to do this, if you want it done right, we got to shoot lacquer in the crack where the lacquer is separated, of course, when the binding. It was all shot with lacquer in one coat. Well, he's go ahead and do it. So I did it. Got it. Looked fantastic. I'm sanding it down to level it out. Sanded right through the original finish in a couple spots.
Oh, no.
Which on Martins, the finish on those is, I'd be willing to bet it's less than 3/1000ths of an inch thick. So 2 swipes with 2000 grit sandpaper and you've gone through it.
Oh,
yeah, it's so thin. So
maybe that's why it vibrates so well. But
I think that's part of their. But man, I was shocked at how thin that lacquer was. So I had to wait 2 weeks for that, and then I had to shoot more lacquer on it because I'd sanded through it. And I explained to the guy, he was cool.
Oh, that's good.
You know, he wasn't upset.
What year is it?
It is a, I can't remember. I think he told me. I think it's like a 91 or 92, similar to yours.
Cool.
But of course it's Martin. But he was like, oh, he was a little disappointed because I was like,
because he wanted it back.
Yeah, he wants his guitar back.
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's hanging in my apartment waiting for the lacquer to dry. So there you go.
My D28 is a 1977.
Oh yeah, God, beautiful guitars.
It sure gives a nice sounding unit.
What's that?
It sounds nice.
Yeah.
What made it sound great? This is a funny story. You got some customer out there? There's nobody there. Oh, it looks like there's a box coming in.
Stu's out there with them.
Okay. I had a gig playing with a fiddle player and a bass player.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was playing guitar. I was playing my banjo, and my buddy was playing my D28, and a fiddle player. These guys are all like incredible musicians. And they asked us to play. They paid us a lot of money on New Year's Eve during the day at the water park in West Edmonton Mall. And this place is like gigantic. And there's everybody's in there swimming and partying and playing. It's like you're at the beach.
I got my box I was waiting on.
Hey, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's 100 degrees, and we had towels that we were wiping our instruments down with because of the humidity in there. And they have waves. You can almost surf in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're up there playing and singing, playing bluegrass and playing all these tunes and stuff. And then we went out to the food court afterward and left our cases open because everything was so damp,
Yeah.
And we wiped them all down and left the cases open and had something to eat. And this is up in Edmonton, Alberta, northern Alberta.
You're in Canada.
I'm up in Canuckistan. And it's 30 below. And I went down to play with the guys that night. I was sitting in with their band at night. So I closed up my case, went out to the vehicle and started her up and, warmed it up and then drove. And then I came back out to the gig that night out just outside there and opened up my case and took my guitar out and went, oh my God. The top had completely shattered like a spider web.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can see it when you hold it up to the light. And I went, oh my God, my heart just went, oh no.
Yeah.
And the first chord I strummed out of it, I went, oh fuck, does this ever sound nice?
Yeah. Yeah. Put it right back to
I
life.
turned it into a Canon.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really sounds good, but the top just has that spider web shattering all through the finish. But it was a funny story because, man, it was freaking cold out New Year's Eve up in Canada, and it was 30 below. That's what happened to it. But it sounds wonderful. So I bought it new when I was playing bluegrass back then. I paid $1,300 for it in 1977.
Jeez. Okay.
Now they're probably pretty close to 3,000.
Yeah, for the D28?
Yeah, just a straight D28.
Yeah, not the
Heavy ball
HD.
or anything.
Yeah, you can add $2,000 if you put an H in front of it.
Yeah, another $1,000.
And it's the same.
Well, sometimes they change up the bracing, but I don't know. This thing, it's just been my guitar for all these years of making a living.
Yeah.
So I had a pickup, that went in the sound hole, because in those days you didn't have all that fancy piezo shit,
Yep.
Anyway, when I ran it through, I had a super reverb.
Yep.
With 410s, and that's what my rig was, I had a de-armand humbucker chrome pickup in the sound hole, and that's what I used. Made a living.
That's gonna shrink up to a point that
Kind of a nice color on that, isn't it? With that,
yeah.
Is that maple?
Yeah.
With the stripes in it?
It's probably a picture of a piece of maple.
Oh, it could
I
be.
would guess.
Yeah,
I don't
the back of
know.
my guitar looks like that.
Yeah, the way it's laid in here, I'm pretty sure it's a photograph.
Okay.
Yeah. If it isn't, it's just a tiny little thin.
Kind of a veneer.
Yeah, veneer.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like
All right.
instruments.
Well, I think.
Guitars and guns.
Yeah. I think this one I'm gonna go ahead and wait a little while. wait till after lunch to do anything else with that. I think it's time to put strings on my new strings on my
your monster.
this one. This is a very broken guitar.
It looks like it's had some experience.
It's been broken many times.
Headstock and the neck.
Yeah. 5 times.
And this stopped a bullet here, saved your
That
life.
was a tool. Can't remember what I was doing, but I dropped a hammer. I was up on a ladder, and I think the guitar was sitting there with the case open.
Oh no!
And I didn't even think about it. Bam! I hit this thing. Ding. But this one's all checkered, like yours, like the guitar that you.
Oh yeah, I can see all the lines in it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
This is an 85.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so pretty cool guitar, very meaningful.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching you play it.
Man, I love this thing.
That's cool because it's unusual to see the yellow ones. You always see those, you know, the reddish brown ones.
Yeah.
What do they call it? A
classic. I don't know what color that. Well, the Angus Young color is what I call it.
Angus Young.
Yeah.
I'm older than that, so.
Yeah, the TV white ones are TV yellow. I don't know. I call it TV white. There's a pretty. There aren't a lot of them.
No, they didn't make as many.
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've worked on this guitar or done anything to it.
I had a copy of one a long time ago, back in the 60s.
An Epiphone?
No, it was probably something else in those days.
Yeah.
I can't remember the brand. Mansfield or some fucking thing that was made in Korea back in those days.
Not one of the Ibanez lawsuit.
No.
Man, this guitar.
I had an Ibanez 335 copy with gold hardware and stuff. And it was really nice. I played it for a long time. And I had a few guitars over the years, you know. I always liked the 335 style guitars because they're bigger and I'm tall, you know.
Yeah.
So I've got now I've got a Gretsch Streamliner in walnut, and I put the chrome knobs on it and got the regular Gretsch pickguard from Electromatic, and took my Dremel tool and cut it out and did a good job. But you can't tell that, you know, I didn't fuck it all up or anything.
Right. Did a nice clean job.
Yeah, and put a nice silver pickguard on it, you know.
Yeah.
That says Gretsch in black on it, so it come out really nice. I always wanted to get one of those Electromatics, but every year the price went up to the point where I could just say forget it. Because they started out pretty reasonable. It's like Vox. They decided to get their amps made in China, so that they charged like $500 for a new one. I said, oh fuck, that'd be awesome. Now they're back up to $1,300 or whatever the hell they are, $1,600 for an AC30, and then they were made in fucking China, so they're making nothing but money on it. Because I thought, oh crap, you bastards, you know, you quit making them in England and you're still charging as much as you
the
did.
same price for them. Yeah.
And they did that to make it cheap. They even made I bought an AC30 solid state when they came out. I can't remember what they called it, VR or something like that. And after the fire, when I lost everything, I thought, I'll get an AC30. The solid state one, because it's not so heavy, you know. And I couldn't get a clean sound out of that, saved my life.
I just gotta run here for a minute, then you can go to lunch if you want.
Okay, I'm starving.
I just need to take a real quick bathroom break.
Yeah, do it.
And,
Let me see. I need some cleaner. I think we don't have any cleaner. And of course, the moment I need to go into the bathroom, somebody. I ran out
Let's go piss in the alley.
Huh? Yeah. I ran out of Simple Green, and I forgot to buy some new fretboard. Oh wait! I see way in the back. I think I might.
You're more efficient than you thought you were.
Okay. Oh, is this thing empty? Or... Oh boy! Look at that.
Wow.
There's probably enough in here to get this one last fingerboard.
Might have to pour it out.
Yep, I am.
I'm going to keep going, my friend. Good to visit with you, though.
Hey, you too.
I'll come back and see Mike when I can.
Yeah, he's
he wants to play.
He's over getting his eyes done.
I got to go to Walla Walla tomorrow with my wife.
Okay.
She's got a dentist.
Cool. Are you going to go over for a guitar festival this year?
Where's
Walla
that?
Walla?
No, I haven't
March.
heard about it. Don't know much about it, so.
March 14th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe.
And I've never been to it, but we're playing in it this year, so kind of obligated to go.
Yeah, well, maybe I will. Well, you have a good day, Mark.
Fun. Yeah, Mike and the boys are playing at that festival also.
Oh, yeah. Wait
So.
for things to be there.
What's that?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, should be a good weekend.
Cool.
All right. See you later, Jim. What a great Monday. So awesome to have friends like that come in. It's a bummer that he missed Mike. He was really wanting to show Mike his guitar, J200. What a gorgeous guitar. You know, one of the fringe benefits of working at a guitar shop is that you get to encounter people like that, and they let you play their remarkable instruments. So, pretty cool. Just cleaning and oiling this fingerboard. I know it's been several years since I've done this to this guitar. So we're gonna clean up the fingerboard, treat it with some linseed oil, put a new set of strings on it, and give it a good old 1-2 inspection, because truth be known, what's the specs on that SG? Okay, I'll tell you. I gotta let this neck dry out. And thanks, that's a great question. Thanks for being here, Cowboy 742. It's great to see you. This is a 1985 Gibson SG. It is I think a 498 and a 500T in, oops, sorry, you can't see, 498 in the neck, 500T, or a 498T in the bridge. I have modified it a bit. But these are the original Gibson pickups. These are Graptech saddles, because I was breaking strings on this all the time and I got tired of that, so I put these graphite saddles in it, and that was a marked improvement in string breakage. I don't play with a real heavy hand, but these were just unacceptable. It was breaking all the time. And then let's see, I believe, obviously, rosewood fingerboard, and this is the original nut. And as you can see, the headstock's been busted, and it had the Cleason or the Gibson Deluxe machine heads on it originally. And at this point in time, those things had I had changed strings on this guitar, and it was played by a guy who played the hell out of this thing. It's had so much action that I had to change the machine heads out, and I went ahead and did some Schaller locking, or Schaller, are they Schaller? I think, let me look. Let me set this camera down here. And I'll show you a bit of the neck repair that's been done. This is tragic. I hate having to look at this, but I don't hate anything. I just don't like it. But, oh, sorry, Sheryl Crow. I probably just got my, what are they? Oh, Sperzel locking machine heads. And you can see this has been broken multiple times. And the neck has actually been broken off of this guitar. And that was done by my ex-wife. Thus, ex-wife. Right? There's not much anything more cruel than breaking a musical instrument. That's a level of maturity that is below anything ever. So it was the beginning of the end, I should say. So ex-wife, that's what they call them, an ex-wife. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Although I've broken the headstock multiple times on my own just by doing gigs with it. Yeah, SG probably the best last guitar on my list. Yeah, 2016 Gibson SG, totally hated it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Well, it's modified, but it's fixed and it hasn't broken again. So I gotta check a time here. It's 2 o'clock. Okay. Well, as usually happens. Oh, there's my bridge, and I also on my Gibsons. Sorry that I'm not on my Gibsons. I place, it does not matter what direction this goes on the guitar. There's absolutely zero reason that it has to go with those pointed backwards, or I put mine so that the screws are pointed towards the pickups. If you ask me why I do that, I cannot answer that question aside from simply saying it is a habit. It's just the way I like the way it looks. That's the only legit answer, is that it looks, that's the way I like the way it looks. And oftentimes if you turn them the opposite direction, sometimes that makes it real difficult. On this guitar it would actually be easier if I flipped it around the other way, but with the volute, yeah. And that's not even a guarantee, because my boss has a Martin with a volute, and although the headstock angle is different than a Gibson, not super different, but broke the headstock in the same way, cracked it. The guitar took a hit. We don't know what happened to it. It was sitting in a guitar stand, and he went up. He had a gig. It was at a gig. He put the guitar in a guitar stand on the stage. Somebody throughout the night, he stepped away from the guitar, knocked the guitar over, broke the headstock, and he went up to play his guitar with the broken headstock. He didn't know it was broken, and he played that thing with broken headstock. And also, I've gifted out a couple of memberships, and I only do that to say thank you to those who are supporting my channel. Unfortunately, YouTube does not allow me, at least I'm not aware of, and I'll look for this, to offer a membership to specific people. So it just picks them at random. Why would buy one? Let's see. Let me see. I'm not sure. X sold one of my guitars when I was away visiting family. X. There you go, Camellia. Yep. This is not the reason we got divorced. I had a luthier in Portland put the thing back together again and gigged with it for years. And nonetheless, it was the beginning of the end. Yeah, that sucks. Again, that's tragic. I hate to hear that. Well, I don't like hearing that. That's not good. I say the word hate. I should wipe that from my vocabulary. Okay, guys, I have to go eat lunch, and so I'm going to stop this stream right now. And then I have guitar students most of the rest of the afternoon. So maybe tonight I'll get back on live after I get my SG, and also I'm going to be I'm going to be doing a little bit more. I started this stream off as the Shoekeepers kids, so I'm going to be doing a little bit more work because I've got to wait for lacquer to dry on that other one. So we'll get back to that. So here we go.
All right, well, if you're here, I'm going to go back out there and keep working on it.
All right, I'm going to grab my food.
I'm going to wish you all a good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is where you are. Thank you for being here, and I really enjoy the chat. You guys have a great day. Hopefully you have a great Monday, and we'll see you guys soon.